has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. It's pain-free Friday. Ferrall's doling out minutes on the mahogany, waxing it up. 100, 200, a bad seed, a broken hit, a bad double with a bad attitude, hanging around a bunch of bad, utter bad, tape, bad law, bad do, bad breath, bad attitude, bad vibes. We are live in the Magic City Studios in the Ferrall Palatial, right across the river through the woods from where Granny's in the hospital. So I slipped her a bag today of the amnesia haze because she's kind of slipping a little bit with the thinking patterns in New York City. The Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directed Travis, some kind of fashion shake it up, I'm up in Nickum, run, flat to party up, rats on the west side, bed bugs uptown, what a mess, is towns of my brain splattered all over Manhattan. It's only rock and roll, but I like it, yes I do, but I like it, yeah, should do that. Hey, what's gigging? I'm Ferrall, along with your boy Carver High this afternoon. Mafia and Arno running it, along with Hayden Fry, LTN, and Kansas City Mo. Can we get a birthday roll call going? Julio Urias, 26. Ian Happ of the Cubs, 28. Chris Middleton, 31. Dwayne Dedman, 33. Jose Tabata, 34. Tyson Fury, 34 on his birthday retires. Zach Cozart, 37. Delaney Walker, 38. Derek Burgess, 44. Plaxico, 45, Antoine Walker, 46, Matt Clement, 48, Pete Sampras, legend, 51, George McGinnis, legend, Hall of Famer, 72, Sam Rosen, Hall of Famer and Rangers broadcaster, my boy Sam, 75 today, Ken McBride, former Angel pitcher, 87, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All right, we got it all going. Giants beat the Pats 23-21. The Giants always beat the Patriots in Super Bowls or otherwise. Graham Gano wins it at the end of the game. We got Bill Belichick talking about Patricia and Judge calling plays. Brian Dable on the show. Ravens made it 21 straight in the preseason. Who cares? 23-10 all over the Titans. Mike Davis scores the first TD for the Ravens. Mike Vrabel talking about Malik Willis got rave reviews last night with his effort. We got the lion's share coming up to make you some money, and Carson Wentz addresses his concern about accuracy. Everybody's railing on him all the time. Ron Rivera's had about enough of it. We'll hear from the Riverboat Gambler, plus Matt Eberflus doesn't like that Roquan Smith is not practicing with the Bears. Von Miller says, OBJ, the door is open for you and shove it off to Buffalo. Pete Carroll still feels Geno is leading the quarterback race in Seattle. Tua talking about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle today on C2C. Stephen Ross reportedly plans to change his successor to his daughter when he passes. Matt Ryan on the show. Matty Ice. Arthur Smith making it today with us. Jets signed former Seahawks tackle Dwayne Brown, 22 mil. Kirk Cousins has the Hanta. Bears and N'Keal Harry to miss significant time after an ankle surgery. The Texans backup Kyle Allen has the Hanta as well. Will not play against the Saints. Jamison Williams will wear number 9 in Detroit. And former Pat James White retired. Dion says the Hall of Fame is becoming a free-for-all because of undeserving players getting in. Carver High's always railing on that. He's right. Brett Favre thinks he suffered thousands of concussions when playing. We got it all for you tonight. Tonight's preseason games, we'll break it all down, plus news on Mitchell Trubisky, Josh Allen. Chiefs going to play all their starters for a quarter against the Bears this weekend. And we got your Saturday games, Sunday game, you name it. We welcome all of our radio affiliates to Coast on a Pain-Free Friday. Sirius XM channel 159. Of course, Sports Map Radio Network in Houston, Sports Byline USA in the City by the Bay. Deepak holding it down. Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio in San Diego. Never tell you wanna, do you wanna? Good to have you with us today on the radio side. Dr. Shivago will join us. Dr. David Chow from Sports Injury Central will break down all the injuries everywhere. Cubs beat the Reds in the cornfield. Ian Happ with a big RBI double. David Ross talking. Smoltz worked even though his dad died hours before the game. Eric Hosmer with a go-ahead double in the Red Sox win over the Orioles. Royals beat the White Sox. How embarrassing are the Chicago White Sox? We got Steve Stone ripping the Sox, Tony La Russa talking about Cueto today. We got your central odds. D-backs beat the Pirates. Rockies over the Cards. We got everything. Astros over the Rangers. Schwarber day-to-day with a mild calf strain. Chris Domino will join us from the Fan in Atlanta. Today in Carver High, history always a fan favorite. UFC Fight Night. We got Mafia on the show today, breaking it all down, plus Bellator and PFL this weekend as well, tonight and tomorrow. We got all of tonight's Major League Baseball games. Will make you some money. The Lakers willing to include 2 first-round picks if they can get their hands on Kyrie Irving, Michigan State, and Izzo. We told you yesterday, a new deal to stay in East Lansing, 5 years, $31 million. And the FedEx St. Jude playoffs are going on. We'll give you an update from the course. Plus, Adam Kaplan, how about a double shot from training camps? He's been all over the place covering NFL camps, including the Tampa and Dolphins, twin bill. They had it all going, practicing together, you name it. We're going to break down all these games on Friday and Saturday, Sunday in the NFL. We're going to hit some of those bets for you, hit the baseball bets for you. Red Sox, Yankees starting up tonight at Fenway in Beantown. You get it all on a pain-free Friday. Grab a freshie. It's coast to coast.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
Attention parents. If your child was born premature and later diagnosed with necrotizing enterocolitis, also known as NEC, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Certain types of baby formulas have been linked to an increased risk of newborns developing NEC, a severe and potentially fatal intestinal illness that oftentimes requires surgery. If your child was born premature or at a low birth weight and later diagnosed with necrotizing enterocolitis, the baby formula your child was fed may be to blame, and you may be entitled to significant compensation from the manufacturer. Call right now to find out if you qualify. Don't be a victim. Get the help you deserve. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-958-5083. That's 1-800-958-5083.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions.
This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. Call 800-565-6178. That's 800-565-6178.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-830-7360. That's 800-830-7360.
Of them with some of their own.
Nothing's better than a win, except a win with BetMGM. We got you feeling the fire, lighting up the court, bringing the house down. Now, you're winning with the king of sportsbooks. You know what to do.
Obviously, I spend way more time on the BetMGM app than I do with my wife. I think you should try it too. Bet $10 on any MLB game and get 200 clams if either team hits a home run. That's $200. Use the bonus code MLBHR2022. Bet $10, win 200 if either team hits a home run. It's a beautiful thing, and it doesn't talk back to you. Anyway, Carver High, I must admit, I spent the day down at the horse track again, this time in lovely Monmouth on the beach at the track where I was hanging out in the sports book, meeting all of our many fans who were clamoring with Uncle Futrelli at the window as I showed up with a large envelope. And everybody was like, Ferrall, where's Carver High? Shake it. Ooh. I took pictures and everything. And then I ran for my life to get back up to the studio in time to do the show. Nothing like spending the day at the horse track and betting large amounts of money.
Nothing like the horse track. We love Monmouth, of course, home of the Haskell every summer. Big stakes race over there. Great, really nice spot along the shore there. Good place to spend a summer day. Let's get going for this big Friday we got here, Scotty, as we head into the weekend on Coast to Coast, and I continue to watch Tony Finau miss birdie putts as we have him for round 2 leader down at the St. Jude in Memphis this afternoon.
He's going to win it all.
Trying to get something cooking down there.
He's going to win it all.
He's played well the last few weeks. He's going for 3 in a row here. We'll start with the NFL preseason from last night. That's right, our first full weekend of NFL action, Scotty, and it started at Foxborough between the Giants and the Patriots. Giants go down the field. Davis Webb gets them in field goal range, Scotty, for Graham Gano on NFL Network last night. Our first walk-off field goal of the season in the NFL. Here it is.
Catherine
for Graham Gano. From 24 yards away, the kick lifted to the uprights. And on the final play of the preseason opener, the Giants have won it. Thanks to the swing of the right leg by Graham.
More excited.
Well, that was a really great call there, bro. They should give you a raise. Let me tell you something. I don't know where you're going here, but I just wanted to point one thing out. I watched the game.
Did you?
I did. And
all right.
I got to tell you, I actually think that Tyrod Taylor is better than Daniel Jones. You can quote me on that.
Look, we're going to get to that in a moment. I'm going to start with the Patriots side, and then I'll get to Dable and the Giants side. But you're probably right on that aspect. Jones stinks. And I think they're actually trying to lose games if they start him all year long.
He's awful.
So both teams did things a little differently last night. Giants played their starters for a little bit. The Patriots did not. There was no Mac Jones, etc. But the big story with the Patriots, Scotty, is who's calling the plays. They split it last night. Matt Patricia and Joe Judge both had a hand in calling the Patriot plays. So you knew the New England media was going to be all over Bill after the game, asking him if that's how it's going to be all year. And you know how he usually responds to those things. Here's Bill.
Hey, Bill. We saw both Matt Patricia and Joe Judge taking turns on play call duty tonight on the offense. Is that the plan moving forward, having them switch back and forth? And do you plan on naming a single guy or going with both?
Get to it.
Yeah, well, you know, we did this game. We did a lot of things in this game that are, you know, going to be beneficial in the long run. So whether it's on the coaching staff, playing time, position players played, and so forth, I mean, that's all, you know, part of the process.
Do you know if one will call plays when the regular season arrives?
Yeah, well, don't worry about that. We'll work it out.
So have you decided?
We're going through a process.
Wow, this guy is brutal. I told you, if you're not in his inner circle and he doesn't care about you or know you, you have no chance ever of succeeding. There's nothing. I remember when I started in the business, and I was 18 years old covering Bob Knight. I learned real fast that every guy in that room wants to be the guy that asks him a question that he answers. And everyone takes their crack and tries to break him or get him to answer a question. And no one ever succeeded. So after 1 year of that abuse, I never asked him another question in 40 years. The guy's been on my radio show 1,000 times. I still don't ask him questions. When I have him on, he just yells at me. You've heard it, Carver Hyde. A guy just abuses me. You have to learn. With a guy like Bill Belichick, just go smoke a bone and come back to the press conference and turn your tape recorder on and watch everyone else make an ass of themselves.
We'll worry about that.
I love him on our show. Every week.
We will continue. That'll be ad nauseum from now until the first game. Who's calling the plays for the Patriots? That'll be nonstop. On the Giants side of things, all year. On the Giants side of things, of course, they did play their starters a little bit. Daniel Jones, 6 of 10 for 69 yards. He took a sack. Brian Daboll, first game as an NFL head coach, didn't seem very impressed with Jones' outing. Here he is.
Yeah, there was some good and some things we could have back. What was he, 6 of 10? He threw a couple vertical plays there. Had a couple of free runners relative to the protection. But I thought he operated the offense well. He let him down on the first drive. We stalled there in the red zone. And, good first start, but certainly things to clean up.
Yeah, listen, he sucks. And that's all there is to it. And then I watched this guy Taylor play. And we've seen him play. You've seen him be your quarterback before in Buffalo. We've seen him play in the league. And I got to tell you, he looked better than ever last night. This guy was just rifling passes and making plays and dump offs and doing everything, check-offs. He had it all going. And he gets out of that pocket and moves around pretty well still. Daniel Jones is just a flop in the NFL. This guy's in his 4th year, and he's failed miserably, and he's not getting any better. And I said this many times. No one ever listens to me. They think I'm crazy. I thought he sucked in college.
Tyrod Taylor is a great backup to have on your team. He can come in there. He can win you a game if your starter is ineffective or he gets hurt. There's 2 things that exposes Taylor. When he plays too much, he can get exposed, and he gets hurt. So if he plays more than 2 games or 3 games, he's made of glass. And he's had opportunities. Cleveland gave him a chance. Houston gave him a chance. Got hurt immediately. And he just, that's it. And out the door you go. So I don't think it's a bad guy to have in-house, Scotty, but you're right. He probably is better than them starting the season. The other game last night, quickly, Ravens beat the Titans 23-10. 21 straight preseason wins for the Baltimore Ravens.
Crazy.
Mike Davis got them started. First touchdown of the game on NFL Network.
Give us to Davis, running to the right side, gets the edge. He's in for the touchdown. Mike Davis with the first score of the preseason opener.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but congratulations. 21 straight wins in preseason. It really is crazy. And you can't even, I've never seen anything like that. Of something that doesn't matter at all, that's a hell of a run. That really is a hell of a run. Can you imagine if you won 21 straight NFL games and covered in all of them? I mean, that's what that is to me, is that not only did they win, they covered, and I hit it. I mean, I just bet on them every time they play. But I'm not buying them and all these other people selling that as, going to the Super Bowl. Everybody thinks the Ravens are the best team in the AFC. You are absolutely tripping. They are not.
Later on, no, they are not. Later on, we'll get Mike Vrabel's
They're not even the best in their own division.
Willis making his NFL debut last night.
If
you or a loved one has mesothelioma or been diagnosed with another asbestos-related cancer, call now. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Thousands of hardworking men and women have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers put profits ahead of safety. Manufacturers knew the risks of asbestos exposure for years, but knowingly manufactured and sold deadly asbestos-containing materials, putting millions of American workers at risk. These manufacturers have tried to avoid compensating their victims, but the courts have ordered them to set aside an estimated $30 billion in trust money for the victims of asbestos. Call now to see if you're entitled to a portion of the $30 billion. You could receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 800-268-1371. That's 800-268-1371. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
Attention! Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? If so, you may qualify for the IRS Fresh Start program, so you won't have to make any payments to the IRS. That's right. If you qualify for the IRS's Fresh Start program, you won't make any IRS payments once you are accepted. Once you are in the IRS Fresh Start program, they must stop all harassing and threatening collection activities. Call Tax Relief today now at 800-382-1870 to see if you qualify. Again, 800-382-1870.
I lost my motivation. I was feeling old and starting to look it. And then, voila. I feel better than I did in my 20s. If you feel stuck and you can't find the drive, it may be due to low HGH, which naturally drops with age.
Your growth hormone levels start declining in your 20s, but GF9's lab-tested, patented formula is designed to boost GH levels naturally by up to 682%. Growth hormone is associated with reduced body fat, increased lean muscle, improved energy, mood, and more. And best of all, GF9 has been shown to work in as little as 2 hours.
I've taken a million different supplements. This is the first one that I've noticed has made a tremendous difference.
To me, GF9 is the best supplement out on the market.
GF9 is a top-selling male performance product at GNC. Call right now to try GF9 for 60 days absolutely risk-free.
Call 1-800-795-9129 or go to getgf9.com.
Join us. Get your drive back, get your youth back, and get back in the game with the GF9.
Go deep with BetMGM, the best place to bet on every MLB game all season long. Live betting from the first pitch to the final out. Money lines, run lines, totals, however you like to play, BetMGM brings the heat. Boost your payoffs with Parlay Boost and cash in on every punch out and big fly. The best place to bet baseball is BetMGM. Now you're betting with the king of sports books. Sign up today and your first bet is risk-free up to $1,000 with bonus code HOMERUN.
The brighter the lights, the bigger the stakes. Hunt or be hunted. Know your prey. This is a whole new jungle. This is The Lion's Share. Brought to you by BetMGM.
All right, it's time, Carver High, to make the pedestrians money. There is a lot of action in the majors tonight, and you are just ready to go off. I can feel it.
We certainly are. Good day yesterday with the strikeouts, at least, Scotty. Both ice-cold Brubaker and Merrill Kelly got over the rainbow for me. That guy who started for Cincinnati, Lodolo, he went under the 7.5. So not bad with the Ks. Of course, no homers because the cornfield game was an absolute dud. So, you couldn't get any offense out of the cornfield game for us to cash tickets. So that was very disappointing. We will talk about that later on. Let's get to tonight. It is a new day for the Lion's Share, of course, brought to you by BetMGM. And we will start with somebody who has been very good to us, Scotty, and that is Max Scherzer of the Mets going against the Phillies tonight. Scherzer's number 7.5. Minus 150 to the over, plus 105 to the under. He's over 7.5 in 5 of his 7 starts since coming back off that long layoff from the injury. He's faced the Phillies 3 times this year. They were all very early in the season, April and May, 7, 9, and 7. He's been a lot better lately, Scotty, with the strikeouts, been piling them up.
Yeah, I'm going to go under because the Phillies are so hot right now with their bats. Everybody's hitting. And they're winning, and they are coming in just completely cocky and lit. to Citi Field. My buddy's going out there tonight to the game, leaving in about an hour or something to get over there to Citi Field. It only takes 3 hours to go 30 minutes. But the deal is, I just think the Phillies are too hot. I think it's going to be a great game. I bet he lands on 7 and doesn't go over.
I'm with you on that. Should be fun tonight. Hopefully Schwarber is going to be in the lineup, Scotty. We know that he has some issues coming out of yesterday's game. Next we will go to the Yankees and the Red Sox up at Fenway tonight. We're going to go to Nasty Nate Eovaldi. A little low number here for him, 4.5. Minus 130 to the over, minus 110 to the under. He's over in his last 2, Scotty. He's faced the Yankees twice this year. He had 7 and 4 in those 2 starts. I'm feeling a little bit of an over. I think Nasty Nate can get to 5 tonight against the Bombers at Fenway, Scotty.
Well, look, I think the Yankees have to get right, and I think this is the place to do it. But the way they've been playing, the way they've played for the last 3.5 weeks has been so anemic that I think Eovaldi will hit the strikeout number tonight. I think he'll have 5 or more. And it's because the Yankees aren't hitting. They're not scoring. You got like 1 or 2 guys in the whole lineup doing anything. Everybody else is K-ing like crazy. I think Eovaldi goes over.
I think he can go over and the Yankees can still get right. So I think there's 2 ways to get this. Yeah. I think he can get over that number and the Yankees still hit him around a little bit, which they have done in the past, of course. Next, Tony Gonzalon and the Dodgers going for 11 in a row tonight. They're going to Kansas City this weekend to take on the Royals, who just took 3 out of 4 from the White Sox. Gonzalon goes with 5.5, minus 115 both ways. This was 4.5 earlier in the day. He's gone over the 5.5 in 3 of his last 4 starts, Scotty. I'm not as scared. Let's go and stay with the over 5.5 for Gonzalon.
Yeah, he's too good. They're too good, and they're not the White Sox, okay? The White Sox went in there and got impaled. I do think that the Dodgers are going in thinking it's, coast. Like, we're going to coast through this series because these guys suck. But the Royals are playing good ball over the last couple of weeks, and I still think Gonzalon hits the number. Gonzalon and Anderson have been so profitable for bettors. It's not even funny this year. It's been ridiculous. Not only with wins, but strikeouts. And how about first 5 inning unders? How about game unders? How about their ERAs are both magnificent? I'm all over Gonzalon to get it done against the Royals. They stink.
And you brought this up the other day, and it is true. As great as the Dodgers are, a tremendous record, 10 in a row right now, they have at times this year fallen asleep at the wheel against bad teams. That maybe taken some series off against some bad teams. You mentioned the Pirates, the Cubs they had some crazy games with. So maybe something to look at this weekend for the Royals, who are playing very well. Carlos Rodon, Scotty, will go to last tonight for the Giants. They've got the Buccos coming into town. 7.5 for Rodon. He's got double digits in 3 of his last 6 starts. Did go under last time out, but a lot of 7 and overs over the last 6 weeks for Rodon. I'm willing to go there again tonight with the Pirates coming in.
Yeah, I got to go over because the Bucs are so helpless and hopeless on the road. They ended up losing that series in Zona, and they're going to lose this series. It's not going to go well for them. I think the Giants' season is over, but Rodon has still got something going special. I think he lights up the Pirates tonight and goes over.
All right, it's tater time. Let's get some home runs. You know what we like to do on Friday, Scotty. We don't want to get too tricky. We don't want to get into guys maybe that are just a little hot. We don't know who they are. We're going big ball on Friday, of course, with the big names. Juan Soto returns to D.C. this weekend. It's only been 2 weeks since he was traded, but back against the Nationals, who stink in his old park. He has hit the ball better the last couple of games, plus 320 for Soto tonight against the Nats.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to hit 2 or 3 home runs tonight. He is going to make them regret this until Rizzo and all of them are in tombs. I mean, caskets, tombs, cemeteries. I mean, it'll be the death of them. They got rid of Juan Soto at 23 years old. Now, listen, I will not deny that they hauled in a bunch of great minor league prospects. I mean, the cream of the crop in their organization. They got great players in return. but it is going to take forever before that to pan out. And by the time it does, I won't be surprised. None of them are there. Martinez, Rizzo, by the time it pans out, right? But the Padres are living in the now, and the Nats are living in the future. Soto erupts this weekend on them and shows exactly why they went to go get him. I don't think he's done anything yet. He's had a couple of decent games with singles here and there, scored some runs, got on base a lot, made some plays. But he has yet to bring out that stick. It comes out tonight like no one's business.
Next, we will go to Toronto. The Guards coming into town to take on the Blue Jays, Scotty. They have my pal Cal Quantrill on the hill tonight. Here's what stuck out to me. I saw a plus 400 for Vladdy tonight at home against Quantrill, Scotty, and that price is too much for me to pass up. I'm going $4 for Vlad tonight at home.
I like the way you think, and he's been, knocking them in and ringing a bell for us lately over the last 5 days. He's done it for us. He'll do it again tonight. This is a gigantic series for both teams. The Indians, a.k.a. Guardians, are in first place, and they're winning games in extra innings. They're finding a way every day. I told you yesterday they got 3 guys hitting over 300. They got 2 guys hitting over 280. That's, 5 guys that are really hitting in that lineup. On the other side, Vladdy's always showing up. He'll knock one out tonight for the Jays. I'm with you.
Next, we will go to Judge. And why not? He's hitting Fenway a lot this year. He's hit everywhere. The dude's got 45 home runs. Plus 180 for Judge. He's hit a bunch off of Eovaldi in his career. Let's go.
Every single night, this guy is in the lineup. He's hitting a home run. Every night. I'll bet on him, whether you put him on the lion's share or not. I bet on this guy to hit a home run every night. And I got a new Wilson basketball out of it. I mean, that was quick. I was like, the other night we cashed it at $150. Got the ball, $85 down there at Dick's. I was like, done, new ball.
Look, it's like we put him in the lion's share just about every day. But, I mean, how could you not? Like, he hasn't given us a reason not to play him. He hits home runs all the time. The way that he goes. Finally, Alex Bregman getting hot for the Astros. He has a bunch of homers this week, plus 270. The A's are coming in, and the A's swept the Astros in Oakland a couple weeks ago, Scotty. We're looking for big revenge out of Houston. Bregman gets going, plus 270 tonight.
I got no problem with that. This guy comes up big, and they're going to get revenge on the A's. I think he'll hit one. I'm with you on everything.
Game, let's go. Tater night on a Friday. We want to get it. Game props for you. Yankees to win at Fenway. Bust out the sticks. Been slumping. Need to get going. Over 8.5 runs scored as well. Plus 220. Yankee win. Over 8.5 runs. You've got Herman and Eovaldi tonight. Could be a lot happening there.
Well, I mean, when is the last time they played up there and it wasn't ridiculous in terms of the numbers?
Yes.
I'm all over the over and the Yankees winning this game. I'm with you there, Boom.
Next, our under for tonight. Twins and the Angels under 4 in the first 5 innings. These games out in Anaheim tend to be a little sleepy late at night. You've got Tyler Mahle going. Sandoval's going for the Angels. Under 4 first 5, minus 115.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. I could see Sandoval coming out and pitching well, but I think your boy Mahle gives up, 5-6 runs every time he's out. I think there'll be a lot of runs in that game.
And finally, Mariners and the Rangers is where I'm going for both teams to explode tonight in Arlington. Mariners and the Rangers both to score 4 or more runs, plus 225. The big ball of the night. Big ball bet of the night, Scotty.
Yeah, I like that bet. I think Kirby, he's the one you got to worry about. He can keep it under 4 runs, but I'm going to go with you there because they're on the road. I think Texas, relatively scrappy. I'll go for it with you there. I'm not feeling real confident about it, though.
Let's have a big Friday night. Let's go.
Why not? Screw the Red Sox. Did I mention that?
The Lion's Share, presented by BetMGM.
Go deep with BetMGM, the best place to bet on every MLB game all season long. Live betting from the first pitch to the final out. Money lines, run lines, totals, however you like to play, BetMGM brings the heat. Boost your payoffs with Parlay Boost and cash in on every punch out and big fly. The best place to bet baseball is BetMGM. Now you're betting with the king of sports books. Sign up today and your first bet is risk-free up to $1,000 with bonus code HOMERUN.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 800-268-1371. That's 800-268-1371. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way. With any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, and batteries never need charging.
I was having a stroke, and I was scared to death.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Life Alert is a lifesaver.
My husband is alive because of Life Alert.
Life Alert is the lifesaver to keep me out of assisted living.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-609-5506. That's 1-800-609-5506. Call now. 1-800-609-5506.
Are you over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days? I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. Call now for this free book on maximizing your income in retirement. Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers from leading financial firm J.D. Mellberg. That's right, free. This book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now, because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known truths we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity, and it's free. Call 800-273-2815. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched numerous products and summarized rates and benefits of annuities, all from Silac Insurance Company. Call 800-273-2815. That's 800-273-2815. Call now.
Grid Network.
All right, Carver High, let's get into a little NFL Pain Day skinny.
Yes, let's do that. Just one more thing to clean up from last night's preseason games, and that was the NFL debut of Malik Willis for the Titans. Got in there, was 6 of 11, 107 yards, ran for 38 yards, including a touchdown. Of course, they're considering this season like a redshirt year for Willis, not expected to play much, obviously, with Ryan Tannehill being there. Here is Vrabel, Scotty, talking about Willis.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's a new experience, for all these guys. We got a lot of rookies on this team, and there's going to be a lot of guys that, will continue to develop and get better and just want to make sure that they're, they're competing each and every day, and they understand how difficult this league is, and, especially as a young quarterback, to step back in there with a live rush and, seeing coverage. And, that's why we have these preseason games. That's why I wanted to put out there. That's why I wanted to take the ball and, to put him in those situations. That's the only way that you can grow. And again, he kept some plays alive with his legs, and we just have to be able to combine some of that with making great decisions when guys are open and being decisive and accurate with the football.
Mike, I've talked to a lot of sharp friends of mine that don't believe in Kenny Pickett and that believe that Willis is the guy with the brighter future in the NFL with his skill set and speed and quickness and ankle breaking ability and arm, and that he was the choice that Pittsburgh should have made. I have more faith in Pickett's abilities. I heard a Sharp tell me today his first 3 years in college were awful. Look at the numbers. And I said, I don't care about his first 3 years. I care about the last two. And the bottom line is the guy lit it up, and that's all there is to it. I thought he was awesome, and I think he's got a very bright future in the NFL with the Steelers. A lot of Steeler fans wanted Pickett, and I think Sharps thought the better play was Willis. Now, Willis went out last night and showed off, and he's got that kind of talent. So I think it's going to be really interesting to watch how he develops. And another thing, I actually believe that Tannehill, that performance in the playoffs last year was so bad that was the beginning of the end for him. If he fails in any semblance of pieces in this season, at any level, if for any stretch of games he plays terribly, they're going to give up on him one of these days, and that'll be the end of him. And then Willis will be playing a lot in Smashville. Count on that. They did not draft that guy to hold a clipboard. Eventually, they already know that Tannehill can't win a big game.
The clock is absolutely ticking on Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. He's got this year to make something special happen, or like you said, Willis is going to be the guy taking over the year after that and beyond. Let's go to this Carson Wentz stuff, Scotty, down in Washington. He addressed some concerns about his accuracy. One of the reporters down there flat out said to him, you're not hitting any receivers in practice. The Washington GM got mad at this reporter, apparently said that they shouldn't have asked him that. I guess we're not allowed to ask tough questions to players anymore, Scotty. Carson handled it well, said, hey, thanks for pointing that out, but I think I'm doing pretty good, and we're working on it. Ron Rivera, Scotty, he thinks the criticism of Wentz is unfair. Here he is on Sirius XM NFL radio talking about it.
The narratives are all unfair. I mean, obviously, he left each place for their reason. Okay, great. That's their reason. He's here for our reason. He's here because we want him here. He's here because we see what he can do. We've seen what he's done. And based on what we do, we see there's an opportunity. And that's why he's here. And, and we have a lot of confidence in what we've seen so far. The guys have all assimilated to him. They've rallied around him. And that's a huge plus because, again, based on what we went through for the last couple of years and probably before I got here, trying to find the quarterback.
I mentioned it on air. You've gone through 7 guys. You've had 7 different starting quarterbacks.
Yes, and now all of a sudden there's an opportunity for us to settle in on a guy. Let's do it. Let's get behind him. Let's give him every opportunity to succeed, and that's what we're going to do.
Well, look, first of all, I think Ballard and the Colts and Irsay flipped out on this guy and blamed him for everything in Indianapolis. The fact that they ended the season against the Jags and blew it, they blamed on him, and they, ripped him to shreds publicly, and then they got rid of him. I think Chris Ballard was a complete asshat the way he handled it. I thought he was a massive D the way he treated that guy going out the door. And we'll see. I mean, we've already seen Irsay end up all sloppy, drunk, pills all over the place. So I don't have any faith in either one of them. You can quote me on that too. Secondly, the Commanders front office is a complete abortion. Can't get an abortion in this country, but you can get one at the Commanders headquarters because they're an abortion the way they've run that franchise into the ground and harassed women and treated women like crap and been accused of everything top to bottom, A to Z. Their owner's a liar and a sniveling little C, and he needs his ass beat. His wife's allegedly running the team. They are a joke. So I'm not listening to that coach who is so overrated it's not even funny. And that GM, you're not allowed to ask questions. You know what? There needs to be more questions asked of what's gone on in D.C. with the professional football team, otherwise known as the Redskins. What a disaster. That GM and coach can both kiss my ass. They're both a joke. That franchise has been a joke forever, and you can quote me on that too. Send that down the line to everybody in our nation's capital. My ass, here's you kissing my ass. Boom. Does that cover it, Ryan, in terms of what you're looking for there?
Nope. I got one more for you. Before we put the cherry on top for the Commanders. I got one more for you. Sam Mills, of course, went into the Hall of Fame last weekend. Legendary linebacker for the New Orleans Saints. His family was there, obviously, to see him go in. Here's Rivera talking about firing Mills' son, Sam Mills III, 3 days later, who was the defensive line coach. Philosophical differences, Scotty, for Sam Mills III. Here's Rivera.
Just the continuity thing's the only thing, but for the most part, though, Jeff has been here. Jeff has been coaching these guys. Coach Wieselmeyer's worked with our defensive end, so I'm not as concerned as you would if this was a cold cut.
And then when in a situation like this, is this something that's building over time? Is there something that had been, whatever the thing is, or was it something that just happened?
As I said, this is just something that as I've observed and just felt
that
this was what needed to be done.
Listen, I get it. You're a big NFL coach. Congratulations. Again, I'm going to repeat it for about the 10,000th time. When he was at the Super Bowl in Los Angeles, walking around the media center, begging for people to interview him, I wouldn't even look at the guy. He walked by me 25 times. I'm like, I don't even want. Mafia's like, should we get? I go, I don't even want to talk to him. He doesn't matter at all. I'd rather talk to myself than Ron Rivera. When are people going to get over Ron Rivera, for Christ's sakes? I mean, honestly, this guy's another one. He's like recycled bottled water. Honestly. He's done nothing. And, he's so great. What has he done in D.C.? Nothing. They suck. Stop. So does Carson Wentz. Everyone got rid of him because of a reason, and no one wants to admit it. It's because he sucks. Here we tell it like it is. You don't like it? Tell your mother. Have a sandwich with mayo on it. Go ahead.
Let's go to Chicago now. We, of course, have been dealing with this Roquan Smith thing all week long. The linebacker requested a trade. GM's not going to trade him. Here's the new head coach, Matt Eberflus. I'm sure this is what he wanted to deal with his first few weeks in his first training camp. He doesn't seem very thrilled that Roquan decided yesterday, Scotty, I'm not going to practice. Here's Matt.
And then also the Roquan Smith, came off a PUP. He was cleared by our medical staff as healthy. And he did not practice. And the reason why for that is you have to ask him. So we expect all of our healthy players to practice, and that was his decision. And like I said, you have to ask him. I have not talked to him about it, so I have no further comment on that situation from there.
Okay, so let's just be clear. Nobody, the nobody new coach in Chicago. Here's a little... wake-up call for you there, coach, that no one's ever heard of. He's your best player, and you're treating him like crap even at a press conference. You want to know why he doesn't want to play for the Bears? Because the Bears are complete losers for 35 years now. Complete losers. They can't even kick a 20-yard field goal in a playoff game without screwing that up. They are butchering everything they do in Chicago. They're a joke, and no one's ever heard of this guy. People are going to go, oh, everyone's heard of him. No, they haven't. And the way he just handled your best player on the team, I mean, don't tell me he's even better than Fields. Roquan Smith can play football, flat out. And he don't want to play for you because you're all a bunch of idiots. They have run that franchise into the ground. I mean, can you imagine the old man? I mean, Hallis, he's turning in his grave. He's woken up from the dead. He's got diarrhea watching the Bears ruin the franchise. It kills him again every day. The guy dies again every day in his casket for what they've done to the McCaskey family. And then how about this? We're going to move it out to Arlington Heights so Ed Olczyk can drive a mile to the stadium. I mean, are you kidding me? Who moves the Bears out of Chicago along, Lakeshore and right there? Who moves it from there to Arlington? Let me tell you what they do in Arlington. They put bodies out in Arlington, okay? That's where they bury them. They don't have a desert. They just bury them in Arlington underneath the racetrack. Boom, I'm right there, too. I live there, too. I know everything about Chicago. Thank you. Good morning. They love me there.
Nowhere near Chicago. Arlington Park, very, very far on the outskirts of the city, that's for sure. Here's Von Miller, Scotty. If he's loving his time in Buffalo so far, in fact, he loves it so much, he's going to get OBJ to go to Buffalo when he's ready to start playing as well. Here he is yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, which, of course, you see nightly at midnight Eastern here on Sports Grid. Here's Von Miller.
You know, I have an open locker right next to me. You know, Odell is my guy. You know, I don't have too many friends like outside of football. Of course, I have colleagues that I'm familiar with, but Odell is one of my good buddies. You know, I've been knowing him for a long time, over 6-7 years. You know, and he's trying to work through some stuff right now, trying to get back healthy. But the door is open for him to come to the Buffalo Bills. You know, I know Odell loves to win. Everybody loves to win. We got a winning team, and him being here would really, you know, just put the icing on the cake and put us over the top. And, you know, playing in the league 6, 7, 8, 9 years, man, and you win a Super Bowl, it creates this addiction. And I know he felt it, and I know he wants to get back there. I felt it twice, and I want to get back there. And he knows this is the path to go. The Buffalo Bills, they've been on the brink for a very long time, and you know, he could be that last little drop, just like myself, to get us over the top and go back to football heaven. I think he cares about winning at this point in his career, and you know, he cares about people. He cares about being loved, and just like any other pro athlete, you know, you want to be loved where you go, and Bills Mafia is going to embrace him with open arms. You know, we're going to feed him the ball. We're going to make sure Josh Allen is just going to add to another weapon. You got Diggs, you got Isaiah, you got Gabe Davis and Odell Beckham, and plus all of the guys that's helping out as well, man. That could really put us over the top.
Well, it all sounds so perfect. Here's the only thing I know. You know, you already got your ring, and then you got all your money, so that's why you're up there. But if there's one thing I don't know one brother that wants to be freezing his ass off. I never met one in my life that wanted to be outside freezing their ass off. The brothers hate snow and ice. They hate playing in it, freezing their ass off. And you're OBJ playing in Lipstick City for the Super Bowl champion Rams and going down to the beach and partying in LA. There ain't nowhere to party in Buffalo after 10 o'clock, let me tell you that much. Screw that idea.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions. This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. Call 800-565-6178. That's 800-565-6178.
I lost my motivation. I was feeling old and starting to look it. And then, voila. I feel better than I did in my 20s. If you feel stuck and you can't find the drive, it may be due to low HGH, which naturally drops with age.
Your growth hormone levels start declining in your 20s, but GF9's lab-tested, patented formula is designed to boost GH levels naturally by up to 682%. Growth hormone is associated with reduced body fat, increased lean muscle, improved energy, mood, and more. And best of all, GF9 has been shown to work in as little as 2 hours.
I've taken a million different supplements. This is the first one that I've noticed has made a tremendous difference.
To me, GF9 is the best supplement out on the market.
GF9 is a top-selling male performance product at GNC. Call right now to try GF9 for 60 days absolutely risk-free.
Call 1-800-795-9129 or go to getgf9.com.
Join us. Get your drive back, get your youth back, and get back in the game with GF9.
An attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
Attention parents. If your child was born premature and later diagnosed with necrotizing enterocolitis, also known as NEC, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Certain types of baby formulas have been linked to an increased risk of newborns developing NEC, a severe and potentially fatal intestinal illness that oftentimes requires surgery. If your child was born premature or at a low birth weight and later diagnosed with necrotizing enterocolitis, the baby formula your child was fed may be to blame, and you may be entitled to significant compensation from the manufacturer. Call right now to find out if you qualify. Don't be a victim. Get the help you deserve. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-958-5083. That's 1-800-958-5083.
Work.
Well, you already heard me, Carver High, say that I think Diggs is going to have the best year in the NFL with Josh Allen. And I want to know if you really believe OBJ is going there.
I don't. I think you're right. Los Angeles is probably the better spot for him. You know, it took him so long to find somewhere where he fits so well. He had so many problems at the end in New York, problems the entire time in Cleveland. He found a place where he was welcomed and he played well. He should probably stay there. I'm not saying I wouldn't want him either. If you told me he's going to come for 1 year when he gets healthy this year and add him to the mix like Vaughn was saying, I'd be into it. But I don't think that it's actually going to happen. No, I think that they are who they are right now with what they have. Couple of other things. Pete Carroll still feels Geno Smith's leading the quarterback race. He'll start for the Seahawks this weekend. Tua, Scotty, very happy to have both Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They're both going to be returning kicks and punts, too. Here's Tua.
Yeah, I think Tyreek is, maybe the fastest guy in the NFL. I don't know. It's been Keon Crossan because he's had many kickoff reps, so he gets vertical speed every time. Tyreek doesn't get to really open it up as much. But everyone loves Tyreek in the organization, and I think him and Jalen do a really good job complementing each other by, one goes deep. If they're doubling him, then we got another speedster coming across, and vice versa. But, those guys also help other guys get open on our team.
I think the guy's going to prove a lot of people wrong this year. I could be wrong, but, he didn't get to where he is because he sucks, honestly. I have never seen anything like a guy that did what he did at Alabama and then, tank for Tua, all this other stuff. Then they get him, and then the minute they get him, they just abuse him and talk bad about him every day. He just got absolutely thrown to the wolves. And I think they turned on him down there irresponsibly. And I think he's got the biggest chip on his shoulder in the NFL, and now he's got stud receivers. That team was hot last year. I like their chances.